What's going on, YouTube? How y'all doing today? So today I'm going to be talking about Kobe Bean Bryant. Everyone knows who he is, right? I mean, everybody. Even if you don't watch basketball, you never watch basketball, you know who Kobe Bryant is. So in case you don't live on planet Earth, or you live under a rock, or you just were somewhere else yesterday, last night, Kobe Bryant had his jersey retired, or jerseys retired at Staples Center last night when the Lakers played or hosted and lost to the Golden State Warriors in a thrilling overtime game, 116-114. During halftime, Kobe Bryant had his jerseys number 8 and number 24 retired. Kobe Bryant just went off into the sunset. So my video today is I'm going to be discussing, is Kobe Bryant the greatest Laker of all time? Where is he statistically in the Mount Rushmore of players in NBA history? And also, you guys watching out there, I want to know your opinion if number 8 Kobe was better or number 24 better Kobe was better. So let's dive right into it. So me personally, is Kobe Bryant the best Laker or the greatest Laker of all time? Let's see. Kobe Bryant is a 5-time NBA champ, 2-time Finals MVP, a 16-time All-Star, 4-time All-Star MVP. Kobe has had over 8 games of 50 more, 4 games of 60 more, and of course the all-time Laker scorer in one game, 81 points that he scored back in January of 2006, so almost 12 years ago. I was there, I saw it. So those are just a few accomplishments Kobe has had as a Laker. Let's also not forget he is only the 3rd Laker in NBA history to reach over 30,000 points. Number 1, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with 38,000. 2, Wilt Chamberlain with 31,000. And obviously Kobe with 33,000. So he's ahead of Wilt Chamberlain. But he is the Lakers' all-time leading scorer with 33,648 points. And also the last game of his career last year in the 2015-16 season against the Utah Jazz when he put up 61 points. Yes, 61. So that, in my opinion, Kobe, I would put him, see, I grew up watching Kobe Bryant. I never watched Kareem. I never watched Magic. I never watched Wilt. Jerry West, Elgin Baylor. I mean, I never saw these players. I mean, of course, I seen film of them. I know their stats and whatnot. But Kobe Bryant, I mean, for me, I would have to put him as the greatest Laker of all time, even though that's very, very subjective. But from what my eyes have seen growing up with Kobe, watching Kobe, I mean, I remember when Kobe was in his mid to late 20s. I mean, every single night Kobe would just go into a venue. It didn't matter if it was Madison Square Garden, Staples Center, AT&T Center, any venue in the NBA, it did not matter. You would guarantee that he would have at least 30 points. Like, that was like the minimum for Kobe, is 30 a night. Like, a lot of you guys see James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, drop 30 every single game. Well, that was Kobe Bryant. I mean, Kobe Bryant, made these players. These players, were inspiration by Kobe. So what I saw, Kobe was just phenomenal. Any single night, Kobe would drop 30. And yes, his efficiency was in question. Yes, he didn't have the best efficiency for the span of his, 20-year career. But Kobe makes sure every single night that he would put on a show for all of his fans. Now, the next question, is Kobe the greatest Laker of all time? So I would have to say yes. Where does Kobe stand on the Mount Rushmore of players? People have Michael Jordan, Kareem, Magic Johnson, and Bill Russell, or some people have Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James. Others have Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Julius Erving, and Bill Russell. Those are some people's Mount Rushmore. Now, Kobe definitely deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore. If not in the NBA, at least the Laker. He's a Laker Mount Rushmore. Kobe, for what he's done for the Los Angeles Lakers, ever since he kind of took over the ranks when Shaq left, back in, we're talking, 14 years ago, back in 2004, 2005, when Kobe became the Lakers' franchise player that everyone that they built everything around. Kobe was the guy. That's what a lot of people, fail to realize. And all the young people out there that are, under 20, they don't realize that, Kobe and Shaq are synonymous with each other. They're linked because, earlier in the decade, in the early 2000s, I mean, I saw they beat the Indiana Pacers in the NBA Finals. They beat the Philadelphia 76ers in the NBA Finals. They beat the New Jersey Nets. Then they went in 2004 and they lost to the Detroit Pistons. And, that was the whole debacle. So Kobe and Shaq and also Phil Jackson, who coached them, they went to 4 NBA Finals in about 5 years, and they won 3 of the 4. I mean, and I still think Kobe should have gotten an MVP, a Finals MVP. I mean, that's how terrific Kobe was. I mean, Shaq was phenomenal and sensational, but Kobe was no slouch. Kobe was, Shaq was number 1, Kobe was 1A. They needed each other. Kobe and Shaq were co-stars, but Shaq isn't the topic. It's Kobe Bryant. And for me, Kobe Bryant came into the league as a pretty relatively high number 1 draft pick. He was like the first player I would say he was the second player drafted out of high school behind Kevin Garnett, who was drafted the previous year. And he was originally drafted by the Charlotte Hornets, and then the Lakers got him for Vlade Divac. And the first couple of years for Kobe, I mean, it was a struggle. I mean, the numbers here, I mean, Kobe's rookie season, he played in 77 games, started in 6, averaged 9 points. Second season, he played in 79 games, started in 1, he averaged 9 points. It wasn't until the 98-99 season he became the full-time starter. That was the first lockout. 50 games, he started off 50 games, and he averaged just under 20 points. So Kobe, his first 2 years, I mean, he played, but it wasn't. Kobe wasn't Kobe yet. Kobe needed to develop and whatnot. And after the Lakers finally, they got Pau Gasol and they started, establish themselves. The Lakers finally started winning. Kobe won 2 without Shaq, and he was a 2-time Final MVP back to back. And then the Lakers kind of went into their down years again. They went to the playoffs, but they weren't winning the way LA wanted to. It wasn't until the 2012-2013 season when the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors played at Staples Center, and Kobe Bryant, the Kobe we all know and love, died. Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles, and that kind of was the end for Kobe. I mean, I remember like if it was yesterday, Kobe, he tore his Achilles. He was, the Lakers went to the playoffs that season. That was the last time they went to the playoffs, 2013 season. They lost to my Spurs. They got swept. And then, Kobe came back the following season. I think Kobe came back too early. He played in 6 games. And then, he re-injured himself, sat out the whole 13-14 season. And then came back at the start of the 15-16 season. And, he was okay. And then, he tore his rotator cuff against the New Orleans Pelicans in January 2015, missed that season. And then it was announced in November of 2015, Kobe had announced that, he was going to retire at the end of the season. The 15-16 season would be his last, which made it his 20th and final season. And, Kobe, his last season, it was a roller coaster. He missed games. He never played. He rarely played in a back-to-back. Byron Scott preserved him because he wanted him to make it till the end of the season. And his final season in the NBA, Kobe averaged 17.5 points, about 4.5 rebounds, and 2.5 assists, all shooting at a very low 35%. And he shot about 27% from threes. It was his last game. It was April 13th, 2016 against the Utah Jazz at Staples. Kobe Bryant scored 61 points. And that was kind of like the Kobe of old, although it wasn't because he was very, very inefficient. He went 22 of 50. He jacked up 50 shots. He went 22 of 50, which about sums up Kobe's entire career in percentage. He shot 44 that night. That's about Kobe's percentage for his entire career. To be exact, it's 44.8 is his exact percentage for his career. So, Kobe never was the most efficient player because he took a lot of shots. But make no mistake about it, on any given night, Kobe was a killer instinct. I mean, he is the closest to Michael Jordan. People always want to say, LeBron James is better or Kobe's better. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. We all established that. He's the greatest player of all time. But Kobe Bryant is definitely in that same category in terms of killer instinct, aggression, attack. He would rather miss the big shot than not take it, something that LeBron, it took many, many years for LeBron to finally develop or cultivate that killer instinct. Where Kobe, I don't want to say right from the get go because he struggled so much, but in his early part of his career, in his early 20s, Kobe Bryant developed that killer mentality. Now LeBron James is already in his mid to late 30s or approaching his mid 30s, and he's just developed that a couple years ago. So I don't want people to say that Kobe never had a killer instinct because he did. And I saw a lot of Kobe's games. I would say about 80% of Kobe's games throughout his career. And Kobe was sensational. I mean, his one of his things is that I really admired his work ethic. I mean, this guy, the Lakers would get knocked out of the playoffs, or they wouldn't even make the playoffs. Kobe would take a week or two off, and Kobe would come back in the gym 3 months before training camp even started to get in dog shape, to get in the best physical shape of his life. And then he would try to go out there and try to kill you, rip your head off. And, Kobe, the 81-point game, to me, that's the most memorable individual scoring because obviously I never saw Wilt Chamberlain's 100 points. But the efficiency, Kobe did have efficient games. His 81 points that he scored on January 21st, 2006, Kobe went 28 of 46 from the field. That's 60%. So 60% for Kobe, that's incredible. Kobe, he always found a way to will his team to win. He was a consummate team player. At first, in his beginning of his career, he was very selfish. It took him some time to understand that basketball is a consummate team sport. You need to have a team collectively come together to achieve a common goal to win. Kobe, didn't know that in the beginning. It took him, a lot of lows, a lot of struggles, a lot of, coaches resigning, a lot of players wanting to get the hell out of LA for Kobe to finally realize that. But make no mistake about it, when Kobe was in his prime, Kobe relished it and he figured, this is what I have to do to will this team to victory. And, in 2008, when they lost to the Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals, Kobe came back stronger than ever. He said that the next season that they would win, and sure enough, they beat the Orlando Magic in 5. He got his first Finals MVP, won his first title without Shaq, carrying him, as people like to say. And then the following year, the rematch in 2010 against the Boston Celtics, they won in a thrilling Game 7. Kobe Bryant was the MVP, won his 5th, and that was his last NBA title. But one thing I could say, all people that say that Shaq carried Kobe, I disagree. As a matter of fact, the first year when the Lakers beat the Indiana Pacers, Shaq did carry the team. I mean, Shaq was the team. 2001, that's when Kobe started coming into his own. Kobe had some big moments, some big time moments that could have very well given him the MVP. 2002, when they beat the New Jersey Nets, that could have been either or. They gave it to Shaq, but Kobe was very well deserving of it. And then that was it. They didn't win any more together. They did go to the finals, as I mentioned, 2004, lost to the Detroit Pistons. And then Kobe, finally gets help, and he's still the team, he's still the franchise, and they beat the Orlando Magic and the Boston Celtics, and Kobe wins 2 MVPs and 2 Finals MVPs, and the rest is history. But last night was a very great moment. Kobe getting 2 jerseys retired, which I personally feel that 8, when Kobe wore number 8, he was very, very athletic. I mean, very athletic, was kind of Superman, indestructible, but he wasn't immature enough to really understand the game, the nuances of the game, the psychology behind the game. He relied solely on his athleticism, which would carry him and propelled him. And then when he changed to number 24, that's when the light switched and Kobe became the cerebral, mature Kobe that, his athleticism was kind of going away because he was getting older. So he had to rely more on his brains, more on his technique, not just the raw athleticism, coast to coast dunking on everybody. He developed a good jump shot. He relied on that jump shot that kind of propelled him into winning those MVPs, those titles. But if I had to choose one, number 8 or number 24 Kobe, it would have to be number 24 because of what things that I said. He was more mature. He knew the psychology behind the game. He won 2 NBA titles and 2 MVPs, which, I feel he got robbed of 1, but, that's neither here nor there. And, just how he, would criticize his teammates if they weren't playing, up to par the way they should have. Kobe had this thing where, you come to work, you come to work, you don't come to play around. And that's one work ethic that I feel a lot of the youth that come into the league for the last, 5 years have kind of lacked, where they just want to get paid. They're just thinking about that mighty dollar. Where Kobe, I mean, I'm not saying Kobe would do anything for free, but when it came to money, Kobe didn't really dwell on money. It was, he came to play, he came to lace up his sneakers and, lay it all on, the hardwood of Staples Center. So, that's pretty much what I wanted to get to today in this video. Please subscribe to my channel, J Crew channel. Give me your comments down below. I want to know what you think. If number 8 Kobe's better, number 24 is Kobe's better. Why you feel that maybe Kobe didn't deserve the MVP. I don't know. And this is going to be the bulk of my channel. Like I said, sports. I live, breathe, and eat sports. And I'm really excited, like I said, about this channel. And I'm going to be giving some more content. I have so much more to share with you guys out there. Just please subscribe to my channel, J Crew.